Now, you guys, why don't we get into Kenleigh? I've got a little bit of an update on her for you guys. I saw some of her tweets over the weekend where she's kind of blaming the teen mom haters for pushing her closer to David Eason, which I find to be rather ridiculous, right? Because if anything, viewers of Teen Mom were warning Kenleigh against dating David. They said, look at all these mugshots, look up his name. You know, he's a violent person. He's got no job. He's got no money. He doesn't see his own damn kids. He has so many charges for violence and whatnot, right, in his life. Do not get mixed up with him. And so she ignored all that advice, and she wants to come for you guys instead. So let's take a look at what it is that she had to say on her Twitter, okay? So first of all, it seems as though she's missing dog killer, deadbeat, chronically unemployed David Eason. She tweeted, and I quote, "You can miss the good times you had with someone all while doing what's best for you and completely cutting ties with them when they show you who they actually are. There's no rule book for grief," right? So AKA she misses deadbeat David. And so then she also followed that up with another tweet that says, "I'm not blaming anyone but myself for my own decisions and consequences. Not that I should have to address the internet, but I'm going to therapy and I'm going to try to fix this naive part of myself, I should say. I deserve it," right? And so obviously that is in reference to how she feels like she needs to get better and not go for people with long public criminal histories that should scare any normal woman away from them. And then she also tweeted, somebody had posted in response to that tweet, a user by the name of Quinn. "It's sad though, because when people know who they are and they try to warn you, we're so blindsided by new feelings, we think we're special and everyone else is a hater. But it's really only a matter of time," right? So in a nice way, telling Kenleigh, everybody already warned you, girl. Like, nobody's surprised. And Kenleigh responds, "When people on the internet warn you, but then in the same breath, slam you for your looks, facial features, voice, and make accusations about your life, you then decide not to take anything they have into consideration, and it pushes you closer to that person." Do you guys believe in this at all or no? Because I got to be honest with you, I think this is a load of BS. Because whether or not people are calling you ugly while they're warning you, they are truly seriously warning you about a dangerous person. Who cares if they said you're ugly? So long as they told you this person, and they came with receipts, which I believe most everybody did, right? Look at all of this guy's arrests. Just search his freaking name, David Eason, and you will see he killed a 10-pound dog for no reason. You will see his ex-wife, I believe, accused him of beating her up, including while she's pregnant. He can't even see his son. He doesn't even see his daughter. His other daughter testified against him that he is an abusive person and all of these terrible, terrible things. Go watch Teen Mom 2. In fact, you already did because you're a fan and that's why you got with him in the first place. Refresh your memory on how terrible this was. This guy was so terrible to be around that grown people, a bunch of grown men, refused to film with him. They refused to be within 100 feet of this man. And because Janelle would not film without him and he kept on encroaching on her job, she lost her freaking job. You know, like all this stuff was out there. So I don't think it's fair to say that just because people insulted you, you were going to ignore it. Why would you ignore legal records? Why would you ignore literal restraining orders, right? Like, that's the part I do not understand. Was it fair for people to say those things about her? Absolutely not. It's disgusting. It's rude. And, you know, it doesn't do anything to help. It doesn't add to the conversation in any way, shape, or form. However, I do think that that's a very weak excuse for not listening to the warning signs, right? Like, in this day and age, we all know you have to Google the people that you're dating. You do. Right. And she was very lucky in the sense that David's history of just being a terrible, 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 violent, dangerous, deadbeat loser of a person was very public. And she should have made an informed decision based on that. Good morning, Ramal and Lynn. Nice to see y'all. Happy Monday. All right. Winnie the Cat says, of course, she's blaming everybody. Lynn says that's something Janelle would do. BY says Janelle can't think for herself. Really? Exactly. It's ridiculous. Winnie the Cat says she admitted she knew everything about David. Heck, a Google search alone tells you everything you need to know. She still wanted to get with that smelly loser. Exactly. I just do not understand what it is that would make a normal, high-functioning woman decide to move that man into her house, date him, or anything like that. Maybe there's something off that we don't know about, because there's just no way a reasonable, normal woman would have dated David Eason, much less moved him into her home around her animals, right? Especially somebody who claims to love animals as much as Kenleigh does. Winnie the Cat says she wanted the attention, and I do think that has something to do with it, right? That song Next Girl was written for her. Who sings Next Girl? Hey, Jamie. Jamie says she's so pretty, but she can do so much better than Dog Killer Dave. I agree. A lot better, right? And here's another thing I have to say, though, you guys. Right, Ronnie? I'm not buying it. Here's the thing, right? She knew everything about David. And it's not just that David is violent, or that David is dangerous, or that David is jobless and will never work because he's, he just doesn't want to, right? He wants to be useless, essentially. A parasite to the women he's with. David also has a lot of very hateful views, right? He hates a lot of groups of people. He pretty much hates everybody who's not a white man. So for her to go and date that man, it says a lot about her as well, and her own values. So that's another reason I have a hard time feeling sorry for her, because David is very openly homophobic. He's very openly transphobic. He's very openly racist. He's very openly sexist. And this is who you chose to date. What does that say about you? What does that really say about you? You guys have to share values on some level. So I don't know. This girl is just a whole ass weirdo to me. Truly. She was a grown woman. She's not a little girl. She's not an 18, 19, 20-year-old who got tricked. No, this is a grown woman who probably has some very shaky morals and character herself, who decided to get with somebody that she knew categorically was a terrible, terrible, terrible person, right? Kristen says she's a naive girl. Jody says she said she knew all about him before dating him, right? So what does that tell you about her? You knew about all of this guy's disgusting views and attitudes and all of his actions, and you wanted to date him. What does that say about you, Kenleigh? Winnie the Cat says, and she mocked people by constantly posting pics of him with the dogs she took care of. I remember that as well, right? I remember. Well, and I'm telling you, the desperation it takes to go and get this guy squatting on his ex-wife's boat, that is a level of desperation I hope to never see in my life. And I agree, Becky D. She needs to take accountability. Trying to blame everyone but your dumb self. I can't. And I can't either, be wise. But just based off of the stuff that David Eason has openly said about several different groups of people, I cannot feel bad for a woman that would align herself with this type of a person. Just woof, woof, woof. Don't get it. The only thing she's lucky about is not getting knocked up. That deadbeat was trying. Absolutely. He wanted to secure his next child support or whatever it is, right? Or to trap her with him, secure his house or something like that as well. Things Winnie the Cat. I'm going to look up that song. Jamie says he's just a narcissist. I agree with that too. Kate says, I was about to say she must have been okay with all his beliefs, which was a red flag. Exactly. Right. So before y'all feel too bad for this girl, don't forget she shares his beliefs. Sorry. I'm not down with people with these types of beliefs. Kate, what a beautiful new photo. I really, really love this photo of you. You look absolutely beautiful. And that color goes so well with you. I think I was saying this to somebody else. I forgot who I was saying this to last week, but sometimes you see some people wearing some stuff that they sew their color palette. This is your color palette, Kate. Really, really love it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful photo. And Chum Chum's back. I was thinking about you last Friday. I was like, where's my girl? Where did she go? I hope everything's going all right with you, boo. I've been missing you, girl. I haven't seen you in a minute. It's so funny. I was just thinking about you last Friday. Let's see. Michelle says she was definitely into all of it. We all know who's got those kinds of morals. Sorry, but it's true. Exactly. Sorry. And Allie, what a great way to say it. Stupid is as stupid does. Period. I'm happy that she escaped without bruises, right? I'm happy she escaped without a baby. I'm happy her dog's still alive. But I don't feel bad for her. Winnie the Cat says she once again pulling a page from the Janelle playbook. It's never my fault, period. And then after they pretend that they're taking accountability, what in the same breath, they're blaming everybody else. Please get out of here, Kenleigh. Your 15 minutes are up. Crazy that you wanted to risk your life for 15 minutes of fame. But here we are, boo. Hope it was worth it. Don't forget, you guys, we talked about this in Friday's episode of the show, but Kenleigh had to actually go and get a restraining order in order to finally get David Eason out of her house. He refused to leave. Remember, David is homeless. When she found him, he was squatting on Janelle's boat. He was brushing his teeth in the McDonald's bathroom. Like, he's got nowhere to go. He was not leaving. And she had to get a restraining order in order to finally get rid of him. And I don't think that's the last of him. I think she's going, now that he's got some of that Janelle money, remember, Janelle had to pay him at least 30 grand. I think he's going to use it towards getting a lawyer and trying to find his rights as far as Kenell's house is concerned. And again, who said that? Was it Allie? I think Allie said it. Stupid is as stupid does. Let this be a lesson. Do not go picking up hobosexuals. Do not go picking up bums. Do not go doing any of that. Find yourself a nice, reasonable man with a clean criminal history, no history of violence against women, children, or animals. Make sure he works. All sorts of very basic things, right? So you don't end up in a situation like Kenleigh. And the sad part is, even if you find somebody with all those qualities, you still do run the risk of like a guy trying to squat in your house or whatever. But at the very least, they have something to lose, right? If they have their own job, their own place and stuff like that, just be very, very careful.